Hi, everybody. I'm Chef Diana here from the Diabetes Food Hub, and we're so excited today. We have such a great class, and I'm telling you, it's a party here today. It is a party. So I'm really happy to be teaching this class, and I'm super excited to be teaching with my new friend, Nicole, who's a content creator. So we're so happy to have you here. Nicole, you have such good energy. Ask me, first of all, why I'm tired today.
Why are you tired today?
Why are you tired, Chef Diana? I'm tired because I was watching your videos this morning, and you have, people used to tell me I had a lot of energy. Yeah, I've got nothing on you. You're climbing mountains. You're packing these amazing snacks. You have so much energy, and it was so much fun to watch your videos. But I'm exhausted after just sitting, drinking my coffee, watching your videos.
Watching me do that.
So why don't you tell everybody a little bit about your background and why you're here with us today.
Yeah, well, thank you. I'm so excited to be here. I am here because I love food, and I also was diagnosed with diabetes in 2018. So I have type 2 diabetes, and my love of food and also just my history with my relationship with food has made things a little bit more complex. And so I'm always looking for recipes and ways that I can live my life to the fullest, because I think taste buds are a gift. And so I really want to use them and enjoy them, but I also want to treat my body well so I can have the energy to climb up mountains, because there's a significant difference in how I went hiking this time versus in the years past when I wasn't knowing how to take care of my body really well. So I'm excited to cook with you and to be here and to talk all things food and diabetes and whatever else.
That's so great. Well, we're really happy to have you. And your story's really inspiring, and your videos are great, and they're very entertaining, and you do a really great job. So anyway, Amy is going to put Nicole's Instagram social media in the chat, so you all can check out some of her videos. But get your rest, get a good night's sleep first, because they're exhausting in a good way, in the best way possible. Okay, so the party continues. We also have our friend at the American Diabetes Association, Toby Smithson, is with us. And Toby is the registered dietitian and diabetes educator for the American Diabetes Association. I have had the pleasure of working with Toby numerous times, and I'm so happy to be working with her again here today. So hi, Toby.
Hey, good to see you again. Another month of great cooking. I'm so excited for this class.
Me too. And I know we have lots of information to share, and I know Nicole and I both have questions or clarification that we'll want from you, and I'm sure that our class participants also will have things that they would like to either share with us about their own experiences or ask us questions about cooking, or Nicole or Toby. So much happening here today, and it's all super exciting and really fun. Make sure and interact. We have Amy in the chat today. Hi, Amy.
Hi, I'm so glad to be part of the party. Such a great group.
Glad you're here. So yeah, also the Food Hub, Diabetes, you'll put that information in as we go along. There'll be more to come, but check out the Food Hub's recipes and website. There's so much great information and fabulous recipes like the one that we're making today. So definitely check that out. What are we cooking?
We are making some really cool hand pies. Yes, there's going to be some mushrooms and some spinach, some cheese. So should we get to it?
Let's get to it. And we're going to talk as we go along about, when I started doing these classes for American Diabetes Association, I was super excited about learning about the diabetes plate, and I know Toby's going to talk about that as well. We'll get the dough started, and then maybe Toby can take it from there, because this one to me was kind of a little bit of a puzzle in figuring out how that hand pie fit on the diabetes plate. And I love that. I love that little bit of a challenge. And options, things that you can change out, and all of that. So we'll get started with, we're going to start with hot water, not super hot, like scalding hot, just warm water, 1 cup of warm water. And then we're going to put in a tablespoon of this brown sugar substitute, which is an alternative from sugar. And a little bit of sugar not only tastes delicious in this, but it also helps with the yeast activation.
Oh, that's good to know.
Something about the yeast feeding off of that and creating CO2, and we want to get a nice rise on this dough, which we tested ahead of time. We had to do some things ahead of time today, so the yeast is alive and doing its thing and working beautifully for us today.
Smells very good.
And then the recipe calls for 1 packet of yeast, so dry granules, and 1 packet, just so everybody knows, you can obviously Google this if you need to know, but it's 2 1/4 teaspoons. So we're going to put in 2 1/4 teaspoons of dry yeast granules, which we know are still alive and thriving. And then we're going to whisk that. Do you mind just giving that a little whisk there, Nicole?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And what's going to happen here over the next couple of minutes is the yeast will probably start to eat some of that sugar, and we'll get a little bit of foam, and that's telling us that the yeast is live and active. And we'll let that sit. I just want to talk about, that's great. They kind of melted right away in that warm water.
I was like, we got
It's
that
nice.
foam quick too.
And then we're going to add flour. I want to talk about, we're using whole wheat flour today. And I just like to talk about whenever I'm doing baking, and I'm not a baker.
Me neither. It scares me. It scares me.
Well, we're going to...
The precise measurements.
I know,
we're going to
be
do it.
working with some dough together here today.
We're gonna
okay?
do it well.
You
I
got my
believe in
back
us.
and I got yours.
Yes.
Okay, we'll do it. All right, so measuring flour, I always like to talk about this. So rather than taking your cup measure, whatever you're measuring it in, and just digging it down into that flour container, that's a really compacted cup of rice. So it's rice.
Flour.
I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah. What would you do without me?
Flour.
No, I'm just kidding.
Rice too, though.
Yeah.
Don't do that with
Yeah.
rice. Yeah. Okay, so flour. It would be really, really compact. So instead, you really want to take some kind of a scooper or a big spoon like I have today and scoop it in there and have it be really nice and light, heaping over the top, and then take something level. The back of this knife works really well for this, and level it off. And
Nice.
that is an appropriate measure for a cup of rice, okay?
Flour.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving. It's,
You can't leave me.
It's your show from
Yeast
here.
and flour scare me, but we're going to do it. So we've now leveled out our flour.
Okay.
Okay, perfect.
So we're going to add 2 cups of flour.
Okay.
And why don't you measure out a teaspoon of that salt? That
You
I
got
think
it.
is that a teaspoon measure or a half?
It's a
So
half.
you want 2 of those.
2 of these. Just throw it in there.
Yep.
This is just crystallized really beautifully. I love a flaky salt.
Yeah, it's that kosher salt. I prefer to work with kosher salt. What about you?
I
have a
have
favorite?
no preference.
No?
I just
Sea
know that I
salt or-
love salt.
Yeah.
I'm always adding more and more salt to things. Yeah.
Okay, and then we're going to put this on the mixer. I'll go ahead and do that. You can move
Okay.
those things out of the way there. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and let that kind of do its thing. We're going to let the flour mix with all of the other ingredients we put in there. And we'll scrape the sides down a little bit with a rubber spatula here in a moment. And then we're going to turn the machine on a little bit higher and just really let it do its thing. Now we're using a dough hook and a machine to mix. So the machine itself is going to do the kneading. This can also be done in a food processor where you mix the ingredients together in a food processor.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. You just
Nice.
don't want to do it too long in the
Okay.
food processor because it's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
The food processor. And then you would take it out of the food processor once it's combined and knead it on a counter.
Okay. Nice.
Or you can just use my favorite kitchen tools, my hands,
Yes.
and put everything on the counter and just make it. But that's going to take a little bit of muscle, a little bit of work to knead it together. So machines are great and they're handy, and I love to use them, but also know that there's other ways to get to the end result.
Depends on the experience you want to have cooking. If you're,
Absolutely.
just being like, I want to cook, I want to be in this, use your
Zen.
hands.
Or
But
the
if you're like,
power's
I just
out.
want food. Yes, yes.
Or something. Or you don't have a machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So anyway, so we'll just let that do its thing. I'm going to turn it up just a tiny little bit. And then we're going to bring this in and start some, actually, let's not. Let's push that out of the way. Again,
all
let's
the way?
do our dividing first.
Yes.
So this is the dough that we made earlier.
Do you want me to move this in the back? Is that helpful? So we
No,
have
that's
more room
okay.
here?
That's okay. We can do it. We can do it there. So this dough has risen. I don't know if you can see it has these little bubbles, and we can smell it, right?
Oh, yeah.
You can smell the
The
yeast.
yeasty smell
Yeah,
smells so
it's
good.
done its thing.
Yeah.
So it's beautiful. So this one is ready to go. Now the dough needs to sit for about an hour before you start working with it. We're going to first divide it into 8 balls because the recipe makes 8 servings. So this will easily make 8 servings. And we're probably only going to cook 4 of them today. Let's put 4 in the freezer.
Yeah.
You know what we say at my
That's
house?
my favorite thing. What do you say?
It's money in the bank.
Money in the bank.
Food, good, healthy food in the freezer, ready to go. It's like having money in the bank to me.
Yeah.
I love it. It makes me feel safe, secure. I've got something good to eat if I need
Yeah.
it. So we love these ham pies because they grab and go.
Yep. Freeze
Filling.
well.
Yeah, we talked about fall's coming. I mean, it's the middle of August, but we're talking about fall coming. You said
I
you love fall.
I
Yeah.
love fall. So a cozy meal, I'm all about
Yeah.
it. I'm all about it. But it is important, I think, also too, as someone living with type 2 diabetes, it is important to kind of plan ahead. Sometimes I think for everyone that's important, but I'm more likely to eat something that is going to make my body feel more sluggish or not well if I don't have something on hand. And so if you have just a bunch of ingredients, sometimes I have the time, but even though I work from home, sometimes I'm just like, nope, I need something quick, and this would be a great thing to have on hand.
It would be a great thing to have on hand.
Yeah.
And they can, you can not bake them, just put them in the freezer and then just bake them straight from the freezer.
I love that even
And they're
more.
ready to go. Yeah. So nice
Yeah.
and hot. Yeah.
Great.
Okay. So we're going to divide that. Actually, let's put this one back here. And we'll work right here. If you want to put just a tiny bit of flour from that extra flour bowl onto the counter, and then just let me scrape this down real quick and get this moving.
We have some questions about making this dough, actually, and that maybe Toby can address. Folks are wondering if they have to use whole wheat flour. Could they use other kinds of flour? Specifically, someone asked about oat flour.
Yeah, well, Nicole and I divide this into 8 even portions. Let's let Toby talk about what are the benefits of this recipe? Because Toby, we're assuming, and that the whole wheat flour, there's a purpose behind there, and why we chose whole wheat flour for this recipe. Would you address that?
Sure. So the whole wheat flour brings along fiber, so that is one of the main reasons. You're asking about oats, which also is a high fiber food. So that also is a possibility. I just don't know. It's a different type of grain. It's not, unless you possibly put it through like a food processor to grind it down to get that kind of dough that we're going to want. So that's like the cooking aspect of it. But as far as nutritionally, both are higher in fiber. Some other benefits about this recipe, well, one is that it's a good source of fiber, and part of it is coming from that whole wheat flour. It is also coming a little bit from the vegetables as well, and this recipe is also low in fat. It contains veggies for added vitamins and minerals, and is much lower in sodium than the store-bought version as well. Something else that I love about this is that it's also budget friendly, and it's a little sneaky way possibly to get veggies into your kids' mouths, because this recipe could be used for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And me too. I love the freezing factor that you can make this full servings, 8 servings, and have some in the freezer ready to go.
Right. Yeah, it's great recipe for all those reasons. Thanks for talking about the whole wheat flour. So this was always one of my favorite things to teach when I was a culinary teacher, is when we would be making rolls or something. And this dough, by the way, followed the recipe exactly. It's a beautiful dough. Isn't that beautiful? Feel it. I mean, it just feels it's so nice.
Yeah.
And we take it, it's a little bit what we say tacky, so it's a little sticky, but it's not really wet, and it's not really dry like crumbly. It's actually pretty darn perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I must.
Nice.
Yeah. I can't figure out if this is flour or rice, but I can figure out that I made a really good dough.
Yes. Dough,
So we're looking for that little tackiness. And then if you work on a countertop and you're trying to make really nice uniform balls, we used to call this the claw hand when I was teaching school, and you just use that tackiness on the counter, and you take that misshapen piece like that and create a nice little round ball.
Mine's a little lumpy. How do I
It
get
takes
this
a little
out?
bit of practice. I got a few years on you, girl. I got a few years on you.
I always drove by the Culinary Institute.
Is that
But I
right?
never went in there.
You're from New York.
I am.
Is that right?
Yes, a little bit from where you were going to school in Hyde Park, as you were saying.
It's
and
a beautiful
I was
area.
Born and raised in Kingston, New York.
Wow.
But now I'm here in beautiful Washington, and I love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we're lucky to have you.
Okay.
You're
that
getting
fine?
there.
Just keep going.
You're getting there.
Okay. Keep going with the claw.
So it kind of create like a cup with my hand, and then just roll it around inside like it's sticking. Yeah. It takes some practice. I didn't tell you ahead of time that you were going to be doing this, did I? That was not very nice of me.
No, but it's okay. I like to learn on the spot.
And so we'll just put them on here because we do want to let them rest for about 15 minutes or so, and the yeast will continue to the yeast will continue to do its thing, and they should rise just a little bit more. The dough gets a little more pliable, a little more easy to work with and to roll, which we're going to do in a few minutes.
Chef Diana, why does it need to be rolled into a ball?
Why? Well, you know, the hand pies to me, you'll see the finished product here shortly, but they're kind of a rustic thing. So these don't have to be perfect. If you're making rolls and you want dinner rolls to be perfect in size and look really nice, I like to teach this technique for today's recipe. I think the hand pies can totally be imperfect. They don't have to be perfect. So because I'm a teacher and I just wanted to show it, that's why.
Yeah.
But they could be a little more imperfect.
It also helps it get into the shape you're going to end up going to.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
Amy. Absolutely. Yep.
Mine are lumpier than yours, but
That's
I'm
okay.
learning.
You're doing great. Okay, so we'll cover those for now. And we'll just let them, this towel is just slightly damp. And we'll just let those rest for a little bit. And then let's go ahead and bring that cutting board in now. And you're just going to slide it right on top of that. And we'll start with the mushrooms. The mushrooms have been brushed. Does any people out there that are cooking along with us today have mushroom brushes? They actually sell mushroom brushes.
Wait, that's cute.
Yeah.
I love that.
But a paper towel works great too. So you just don't want to add a lot of moisture, like soak them in water or anything, because they're like a sponge. They'll
Yeah.
just absorb it.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So we're going to chop. This is 8 ounces. We're going to chop those. They're going to shrink a lot. So they've been wiped clean.
Perfect.
And the stems I'm not opposed to putting the stems in there. We're going to cook them.
Great.
So just a rough chop on them.
And you
However
said
want to
like
do
a
that.
dice, not a slice.
Yeah, the recipe says dice, but again, it's going to go inside, and they don't have to be perfect.
Great.
Yeah.
Now, I did not
And they
go
could
to
be
culinary
sliced or
school.
dice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. I like that.
Yeah, but I saw some of the stuff you were cooking.
I'm like,
It's looking pretty darn
I
good.
do love to cook, but my chopping skills, I'm always envious of that. When I see people just effortlessly chopping, oh my goodness gracious.
I think you're doing a great job.
Thank you so much.
And if you get tired of that and you'd rather grate the cheese, you can do that.
I'm feeling okay right now.
Okay?
Yeah, as long as you are.
You're doing great.
Yeah, thanks.
I'd say A+. plus.
A plus. You hear that, Mom? A plus.
So we're going to put in low-fat cheese, protein, right, Toby? Protein,
Yes.
calcium.
Is it also a healthy fat? I feel like that's in my brain, but I'm not a dietitian. But I feel
Yes,
like
yeah. And also, there's also B12, which is also helpful, especially if you're somebody that's a vegetarian. This is one source that you could get B12 from.
nice.
And I've found with this recipe, Toby, of course I made it at home. I loved it. It seems like it's a little generous for American Diabetes Association with the salt and the oil. I loved it. I mean, I remember one time we cooked together and we used wine, and it was like, wow, we get to use wine today in
Yeah.
cooking, and it was really special. But I love that. I know you've done your work, and I know that it all fits into the formula that you're looking for. So it's kind of a treat that we get to use some olive oil. That's we're not going to use all that. Recipe calls for 3/4 of a cup. The olive oil and enough salt
Yeah.
really brings out the flavor and everything. I guess with the dough, you kind of need that salt in there to bring out make it taste like something.
Yeah. And at the ADA, we put all of our recipes through pretty strict guidelines. We have our guidelines for people with diabetes, and this recipe meets all of the guidelines. So it came in under the bar for sodium, and in a little what I don't know when I want to do a comparison about the store-bought version of hand pies, because there's a whole lot of difference in nutrition with the store-bought versus our homemade version here that we're doing today. And sodium was one of those things. It was there was significantly higher amount of sodium in the store-bought version.
And heavily processed, I would imagine. A lot of processed items in there as well, right?
Well, the definition of process is anytime you're making any change to it. So, it has to hold up for a lot longer than us doing it as homemade version,
Right.
too.
Can I scoot these over on that
Yes,
side? And then I'm just going to start sauteing these beautiful
Thank you
diced
so
mushrooms.
much.
You can keep going,
That means the world to me.
and we'll get them, because they'll start shrinking up and releasing their moisture. Just make sure I don't get my fingers in there with
Yes, that would not be very good in our hand pies.
Are there other things we could use besides besides mushrooms? We want vegetables. Besides mushrooms in this dish?
Yeah, absolutely. And so remember these mushrooms, they go in the non-starchy vegetable section of the plate, and half of our plate is to be filled with non-starchy vegetables. So anything that you could do a swap out, this is like really important food nutrition education for people with diabetes. We want to swap within the same food category, food group. So non-starchy vegetables, mushrooms are in there, but so is broccoli or cauliflower or asparagus or zucchini or yellow squash or tomatoes. All of those, there's a whole long list. I'm not going to spend the whole time going through all of them, but those are non-starchy vegetables as examples of what you could use to swap out if you didn't want the mushrooms. Because we want to keep it within the same category of foods, from the plate. If we want to swap out this vegetable, pick another non-starchy vegetable. If we want to swap out the protein that we're using in this recipe, we're using a lower fat cheese today, then we want to stay in that protein category of foods to do an equal swap so that the nutrition value doesn't change very drastically. And the most important part is the quality carb section of the plate for that swap out.
Toby, would ricotta cheese work for this?
Absolutely, yes.
As an equal swap out for the low mozzarella,
Yes.
low-fat mozzarella? Oh,
Yeah.
nice. I love ricotta.
I love
Yeah.
ricotta.
Yeah.
That is one of my favorites.
Someone was asking about subbing in tofu, so you would sub that for some of the cheese then? Or where would that go, Toby?
Yeah, precisely, yes. Tofu is in the protein section of the plate, just as the cheese is. So that was absolutely right.
And then we're going to put in some garlic.
I love garlic.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yes.
So,
I was like, there's no such thing as too much garlic for me. Oh my goodness.
minced garlic, but I like to use this microplane. Makes it a little bit quicker. And then can I just throw this in with your...
Totally.
You can chop that little bigger piece of garlic with those last mushrooms. And the mushrooms are really shrinking up, intensifying the flavor. So releasing moisture. Moisture is evaporating, flavor's concentrating. I love that. And then we have spinach. We're going to use fresh spinach today, but you could use frozen spinach.
I feel like that's helpful for me sometimes with frozen things because I'm just one person, right? Like sometimes my girlfriend and I are cooking together or, you cook for other people. But for me, sometimes produce goes bad so quickly for me.
And I hate to waste food. Do you too?
Well, I try to not waste it, but it just happens so often. And I'm like, no. So frozen or honestly even canned is really helpful to me in things like this where I'm just kind of like, okay, this will be good. I can use a little bit here. So it's good to know when you need fresh versus when I can substitute what I have on hand.
You get the same nutrition. Yeah. Do you want to just keep stirring those a
Yes.
little bit? We'll switch places here.
Yes.
And another trick that I like to tell people, well, it's really not anything mind-blowing, but if you have that spinach and it does seem to be going bad, you can saute it and you can portion it and freeze it.
I didn't know that.
And
That's
then you have your own frozen spinach. I mean, I do anything I can do to not waste food. I'm very frugal that way. It's
That's good.
I was raised in a household that we didn't have a big food budget in the house I was raised as a kid. And then when I became a chef, you certainly don't do that, waste food or you get fired.
Yeah.
From the
That's an expense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I learned not only personally, but also professionally that I just don't waste food.
Yeah.
So
That's
okay,
good.
that's beautiful. Why don't we toss that spinach in?
All of it?
Yeah, and it's going to go pretty quick now, and the pan's still hot. So I'm just going to turn the stove off.
Okay.
So we have the garlic, a little bit of salt, the mushrooms that have done their thing, released all that moisture, and then we'll just toss that around. And the heat is off because we want it to cool just enough while we're doing our rolling so that we can add this cheese, and the cheese won't melt. We want the cheese to melt, have this melty goodness inside of when the ham pies are baking.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so
So
we don't want a
good.
big glob of cheese in there, so we'll hold
Yes.
off on that for now. But yeah, just mix that all around until the spinach kind of wilts.
Watch
And
it
you
shrink
could
down.
chop the spinach a little bit if you want to, but it shrinks.
It
Look
gets
at how
so
much
small.
I know, right? Look at
We don't need to
already.
waste our energy on that. We have fun to have.
Is it okay to use a different kind of oil besides olive oil if you wanted to use avocado oil or anything like that? Does that
Let's
make a
give
difference?
Toby that one. I'd love to hear
Yeah.
what she
Yeah.
says about that.
Yeah, you're doing a mono or a polyunsaturated oil. Yeah, it's absolutely fine. Just the thing that we want to stay away from is a saturated oil or a saturated fat, rather, like a Crisco.
Okay. That looks great.
Yeah. It smells good too.
Okay, so should we start rolling?
I think we should.
Okay, we're just going to roll 4 of these out. Now, the dough can be you could freeze the 4 of these just as they are. You could freeze them, put them in the freezer for a few minutes until they get firm and slightly frozen, and then Ziploc bag or airtight container.
Nice.
You know, so they hold their shape. Or you could roll them out and fill them start to finish and then freeze them.
Yeah.
So lots and lots. You could bake fully and then freeze them. If you're really, you know, if you're busy, who's not busy?
Yeah.
But if you have maybe you have a job and you've got kids that are in school and you've got life is really busy, you can bake them fully, and then what a nice thing to have in the freezer, fully baked and just whatever.
Warm it up and
for
go.
a meal. Yep. So we're going to put another little sprinkling of flour down there, and then we have a few different rolling pins today. Nicole and I are both a little bit smitten with this one.
Yeah, it's so cute and little.
It's so cute. Manageable.
Yeah.
You know, there's certain things that it just wouldn't be heavy duty enough for, but for what we're doing today, it'll work great.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it to you because
Thank
you're
you
our
so
guest
much.
today.
That's really
Yeah.
kind.
Yeah, there's my good deed for the day. And then neither one of us is really fond of this really heavy duty one, but it would be
We
good
like
for
looking at
certain
it.
things. It's so pretty. So yeah,
Beautiful.
we thought maybe putting it on a shelf, or if somebody breaks into your house or something. But
Inconspicuous.
other than that, I don't know. I'm going to show this and work with this little French rolling pin.
Great.
Which I don't even own one of these, but it's been a long time since I've used one. But you just use the weight of your hands
Yeah.
for that. So different options, and we'll do a couple of these each.
Okay.
Since the recipe makes 8, and we'll get half of them in the oven at least.
And is there a trick to it, or you just roll it out?
Well, they're good. Good question. Thanks for asking me that. Again, I'm not a great pastry person. We'll put these off to the side for now. Excuse my reach.
You're good.
And then I'm going to turn this paper over. So we have clean paper to put them on.
Nice.
I typically, again, we have that little bit of tackiness. We want to make sure that they don't stick to our hands, and it's not, but it feels a little moist, a little sticky, which is great. I like to press them a little bit, just in the center, and then scooch out towards the sides, just to flatten them. And again, it's a hand pie. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it's nice if they're going to be half moon shaped. It's nice if they have some uniformity to them, or just good practice. It's kind of therapeutic, isn't it?
Yeah, it is nice. It's like playing with Play-Doh, but better because you get to eat it later.
Yeah, and it'll bounce back on you a little bit. It won't stay exactly there, which is fine. And just make sure you have enough flour so it won't stick to the rolling pin,
Okay.
but that you don't put too much. So you can always add more flour if it starts to stick, and then I would start in the center and just kind of roll your way out, and then give it a little turn, and then roll the other way. We're not looking for perfection, right?
Right. I
Nothing.
need to tell myself that all the time.
I know. You'll get better at it maybe as you get older, but
Yes, that's the hope.
I'm getting there.
I aspire to be like you.
How big are you rolling these two? Are you aspiring to roll them to?
We're aspiring to roll them to about 1/4 of an inch thick, 1/8 of an inch thick, somewhere between there. Not paper thin, not so we can see through them. But isn't it a nice dough?
It is nice. It is
So about
nice.
what is that, 6 inches or so?
I think so.
Across 5 to 6 inches?
Yeah.
And this is cooling nicely already. So Toby, did you say you did a comparison of the store-bought, or you're going to? I'm sorry, I didn't
No.
catch that.
I did.
You already
I did
did.
do a comparison. Yeah, curious minds want to know.
Right.
So, compared to a store-bought version, the store-bought version is 100 to 200 more calories.
Wow.
Double to triple the amount of fat, double to triple the amount of saturated fat, and I already mentioned the sodium as well is much higher in the store-bought version. And then one other thing that is extremely important for people with diabetes especially is that the store-bought version was 10 to 15 grams of carbohydrate more so than our version.
Wow.
And when I talk about 10 to 15 grams of carbohydrate, when we're talking about how many carbohydrates we eat and everything, we talk about a 15-gram portion is a serving size of carbs. That's kind of like if we're going a comparison of fruit, we're talking about quality carbs. So fruit or beans or bread or oatmeal or potato, all of those each are carbs, and we want to look at how much is 15 grams of carb, and that's the portion for one carb serving is what we're talking about. So 10 to 15 grams more in carb is a whole carb serving more than our version.
Yeah, that's significant. And probably costs a lot more too, I would imagine.
Right.
Yeah. So
Right.
yeah, lots and lots of reasons to just make these. They're really simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. And healthier.
Absolutely.
All right, let's toss about 3/4 of a cup, not about, 3/4 of a cup of that cheese in here.
Okay.
So I kind of got carried away with grating. Perfect.
Very good.
Perfect. Yep. And we'll stir that in. And it's just cool enough to get ready to fill them. We're going to bake these right away. So, yum, look at that.
It looks yum. And I'm excited when she was saying that you could do this for breakfast. I love breakfast. Like, it's very funny. I was talking to someone the other day, and I'm like, I think breakfast is a non-negotiable for me. I'm like, I always have to have it, so I want to, like, make something. But for some reason, dinner feels like it takes all the energy in the world. I'm like, I don't want to make dinner, but breakfast, I want to make breakfast. And especially if you can put these in the freezer and go.
Right.
Love it.
Are you a morning
Toss in-
person?
I like a slow morning. I like mornings on my terms, but yes, I do like the morning. Yes.
Morning is a long,
Yes.
it's a long stretch of time, though.
Yeah.
So whatever that means, it's
It
okay.
is.
I'm not
Yeah.
going to put you on the spot.
No, it's
fine.
okay. No, I'm like, I love the cozy feel of a morning, and
Yeah.
also I'm not trying to get up at 5 a.m. all the time.
Right.
You know, so, like you woke up at 5 a.m. today.
I'm not trying, but I am.
you are.
Yes. Okay, so this is 8. So we're going to divide it in half so that we have 4. So this is what we're going to use here. So then I'm going to divide that in half, and then that in half again. It's math, but it's easy math.
Yes.
Okay, and then we'll put that portion here.
Perfect.
So we're going to fold them over. And we don't really need to put any egg. We have egg wash for the top of them. So you can put the egg wash, which is like glue. Let's just do it since we have it, because it'll be fun. Let's do it. So I use egg wash as glue, and then it also adds like a nice shine on top.
Makes everything pretty.
Seals everything in, kind of keeps them moist. And if these aren't even, if we cheat any one of these, we can just move a little bit over.
Yeah.
Make sure that they're pretty even. Okay, so there's our 4 servings.
Okay.
Even though the recipe makes 8, we're just doing 4.
Yes.
And then we'll use the egg wash just down here. Here, I'll do these. Or you can put it up top, just half, because we're going to fold them.
Okay.
And then we're going to save it for the top as well. So you can do those. And then you can do whatever you want.
Okay.
I always learn something. I learn something from every time I teach a class with Toby. I learn from Toby. I learn from our participants. So Amy, do you have stuff coming in over there? We need to.
Literally, as you said that, someone just said
love
the
that.
stone rolling pin works great on pastry dough like pies.
Yes, because it keeps it cold, right? Yes, they're definitely. If you can handle it, if you can lift it. So you do want to make sure that it doesn't pop open in the oven, because when the heat hits the inside of this, it's going to create steam. It's going to want it to open up. So you can either just push them down. We can use a fork to just do like a little pie crimp like that,
Oh, cute.
which is super simple, right?
Yes.
Or you can get kind of fancy and do more of a crimping technique. If we have any bakers that are making this, you probably can do a much better job than me of like crimping, a little pinch
Yummy.
and fold.
I'm trying the pinch and fold because I think it looks so cute, but I think mine is going to miss the cute mark, and
But
that's
no,
okay. It's going to taste
it's
good.
rustic, and you know what? Nicole, this dough, it's so lovely and soft that it's kind of hard to make that crimp with this dough because
Very
it's such a
forgiving.
beautiful, yeah, it's very, very forgiving. So it's a little challenging.
It kind of looks like a little half sun.
I think it's
I like it.
beautiful. I think you're doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
And then we'll scooch them. They're kind of a little soft and very malleable. So if you just tried to pick them up, they might get misshapen. So we'll go ahead and use this little
to know.
scraper to lift them.
I noticed that you're putting them right next to each other. Do you need to
Yeah.
give them any space, or are they okay being right there?
Yeah, is that you, Amy, calling me out on that, or
no,
is that
I'm,
somebody?
I'm just trying to learn. Just trying to check.
You're absolutely right. They should not be touching. Absolutely not. And I'm scooching them in there. They're really close, but they're not touching, but they almost are. But absolutely, it's a really good point that you bring up, that you should leave a little bit of space so that they can get nice and crispy all the way around. They won't just steam.
Nice.
Nice. And then we'll give them a little brush of that on top.
All over.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
What you mentioned the egg wash helping to stick, but what else does the egg wash do?
It adds a nice shine on top. So as they bake, it kind of seals everything in, and then it creates a nice shiny top. Keeps the moisture in.
Is there such thing as too much egg wash? I have a heavy hand
If you have scrambled
sometimes.
eggs on top when you pull it out of the oven, probably.
Not good. Yeah.
Probably. So the
Not
egg
ideal.
wash is one egg mixed up, and then you put just a tiny bit of water in. I might have gone overboard with the water because that's just one egg. Just a little bit of water, just so it's not so viscous.
Yeah.
So it's a little more spreadable, so you don't have big gloppy pieces of egg on there. So that's what the water does.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Think they're ready to shine.
You could just do that all day, couldn't you?
I actually
see.
could.
I know.
I'm like, I'm having a lot of like therapy time with
I know.
the dough and the egg wash. I'm like, this is nice for me. I feel
But
very zen.
I'm so rude. I keep interrupting you in your therapy time.
No, it's fine because I think eating is important to
Eating
me.
is
so
important.
yeah,
We
let's
get to
get them
do
in the
that.
oven.
We're gonna do
Yeah.
that.
Perfect.
Okay.
I can't wait.
You're going to love this part. I know this is your first show with us. You're going to love this. Look, into the oven they go, and out they come. Look how
So
pretty
quick.
those are.
It's a miracle oven.
And we have let's put them on this little tray
cute.
for serving. They're a little warm. I have chef hands, though. Now look what happened. This has not been my best class.
But has it been your worst? Probably not.
But they stuck together, only because Amy said something.
I promise I wasn't trying to call you out. I wanted to make sure.
Actually, I think it's just perfect.
I was like, isn't the whole
Look
thing
at
like
that.
it's homemade?
Seriously.
This is real people, real food.
Chef Diana, how long did they go in the oven for, and at what temperature?
So great. Oven was preheated, obviously, 400 degrees. And we baked them for 18 to 25 minutes. I know that's a little bit of a spread, but you want to put them in the oven. I set my timer for 10 minutes, and then I rotated the pan. I always do that because
good to know.
usually the front of the oven is cooler than the back of the oven,
Didn't know.
and the top is obviously hotter than the bottom. So I always like to rotate front to back. And then they went in for about another 10 minutes. These did. So everybody's ovens are a little bit different. And so you just kind of want to keep an eye on them. Don't leave the oven door open too long because that's letting all that 400-degree heat escape. And you want to definitely keep the oven nice and hot.
Yeah.
But just check them, rotate them, and then close up the oven again. They get the whole wheat flour helps with this beautiful color. The egg wash helps with this beautiful color. And then baking them long enough so that they're nice and toasty and gooey, melty
Yeah.
cheese inside. Are you excited?
I'm
Who's
very excited. I'm
excited
salivating
too.
a little bit.
So, any other questions, comments, Amy?
I think we got to. Oh, is there something that if we were gonna like serve alongside this, what could we do with that?
Let's ask Toby about that. I do have my 0-calorie beverage, as
love that.
always. But Toby, is there something that we could serve with these?
Yeah,
you don't
I was
need
waiting
it.
for my entry
Oh,
point. and
sorry.
This is
There's so many of us today. I'm sorry. There's so much going on. I mean, which I love, by the way, absolutely love. Yeah, tell us, Toby.
Yeah, so to balance out the plate, we're always thinking about our diabetes plate. And we talked about it during the show already that the whole wheat flour, the crust goes in the quality carb section. We have spinach and mushrooms in the non-starchy vegetable section, and the cheese is the protein section. But the amount of spinach and mushroom that we use is not quite enough to fill half our plate with. Think about that visual. It's not enough to fill half the plate with non-starchy vegetables. So things that I thought about serving alongside this are like baby raw carrots or sliced tomatoes or broccoli, either cooked or raw, so that we want to add more non-starchy vegetables, and then it's a complete plate with the diabetes plate. And as long as you have that 0-calorie beverage alongside, like you pointed out, Chef Diana, then it's totally complete. And while we're talking about this, I really wanted to focus on another, something really important topic, I want to say, along these lines. It's called informed decision making. I know in some of the other shows I've mentioned that I've been managing my own type 1 diabetes for over 5 decades. And I like to share things both from the personal perspective, but also my professional credential perspective that really have helped with the success in managing diabetes. And that is to make informed food decisions, making informed decisions overall for diabetes management. And there's 2 tools. One of them is the diabetes plate. And so that's why we talk about it a lot on these shows. That's our GPS to navigate how to plate up our food. We want to make sure each of those 3 sections are filled. So that's one tool in making informed decisions. It helps us do like a checklist. Oh, like we just did, the pie fits very well into 2 of the groups, but one of the groups, the non-starchy vegetables, needs more to be added. So that's one tool. The other tool is label reading. And that's why we have nutrition facts labels on all of our recipes on the Diabetes Food Hub. And also, if you're shopping and you're buying foods, that's a great tool in helping you to make informed decisions. Because with that information, you're able to decide, make the decision, if this is the amount that fits into your personal eating plan. So I hope that makes sense.
Oh my gosh, it made so much sense. And thank you. Yeah, thank you for bringing that up. I was thinking while you were speaking, can I put roasted cauliflower in there and call it good?
Yeah.
Sure.
I think that'd be so good. Or, like you said, on the side. Or
Yeah.
maybe something fresh and crunchy on the side. That also sounds delicious, right?
It is almost tomato season.
I was thinking
and I love
that
me an
too.
heirloom. You can make a little tomato salad
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, so many options. So
Yeah.
many options.
And I think one of the things, as someone living with type 2 diabetes, I think we put a lot of pressure on it. It has to be perfect. And like you were saying when we were doing the little dough, it's like it doesn't have to be perfect. Do your best attempt. Like there are so many resources. There are lots of things. And try and pair up your foods. And like she said, like I think someone was saying like they want maybe apple slices or carrots instead of that. It's like great. You can go with what you're
Yeah.
craving, but pair it up well, and have a good start of the show and do your best because diabetes can be really overwhelming and exhausting. So enjoy your food too.
Yeah, I love that. And I never want to do this for Toby because it's her story. It's not my story, but I always love it, Toby, when you share your personal story. And then it's really been fun working with you and hearing your story and your input as well.
Yeah.
And how you live your life and the choices that we make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're important. And you have to live, it can be really, exhausting. Like a lot of times when people are like, I just got diagnosed, I feel so ashamed. I feel so, especially with like type 2, there's a lot more of like thought that goes into type 1 in a different way. But I'm like, okay, you couldn't have controlled this. You can't make yourself insulin resistant. You get to grieve this. And also there is a vibrant life to be lived. And we can do that with type 2 diabetes with recipes like this.
Yeah.
It'll be great.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You ready?
Yes.
Which one do you want? You get to pick first.
This one's really calling my name.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, I'm really liking it.
Cheers.
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 Oh, I missed you. Cheers. Okay, do you go in like this? I feel like we
don't
need a reveal. I
know.
need a grand reveal. This is something I like.
Oh, look at
I'm
that.
like, oh, the cheese pull.
Cheese and
That's
yeah.
what you need.
Yum.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That is very good.
So good.
I like that you just danced because I like to dance whenever something is
my happy
delicious as well.
dance.
It's so good.
So good.
Uh-huh.
I always
Yeah.
act like it's so good. Like I'm surprised. I've made them before, and they were so good when I made
They were
them
so
before.
good then, and they're
I'm
still
making
so
them
good
again.
now.
There is a
So
request
good.
to see the cross section if somebody wants to show us what it looks like.
Here, I can like open mine up a little bit. It's really delicious. Everything kept its. Like I like the mushrooms that have. They didn't just turn to mush.
I
There's
did
texture,
think about that.
And the dough has such amazing texture. Did I tell you yet that I like this dough? How beautiful it is? Have
No,
I said that before?
I haven't heard you say that.
And it's so good.
Yeah, it
Tastes
really is
delicious,
so
too.
good. Yeah. Lots of flavor, easy to eat.
So fun. What else? I think we talked about the fiber and the protein and the B vitamins in the cheese and the diabetes plate. And I want to definitely tell everybody not to miss the next class, which is grilled pepper steak tostada with salsa verde.
Sounds good.
And that's Wednesday, September 16th at 4 p.m. Pacific time. So we hope you all, again, subscribe and like and join us for that class as well. And Toby, do you want to have any final words?
Actually, I want to give another shout out to our Diabetes Food Hub because we have updated our homepage on Diabetes Food Hub. So it's very exciting for me. Today was the launch of it. And on there, it helps you to navigate all the tools and resources that we have. Beside, you know about the recipes because we've been sharing them in each class. There's tons and tons of recipes on there, all diabetes friendly, all meet the ADA guidelines. But we also have a meal planner that's been updated. So it's you have options for all of our eating patterns. We didn't talk so much about eating patterns today, but there's several eating patterns that are have been shown to be helpful for diabetes management. And we have each of them on our website. We have blogs about it. But also a meal planner so that you could go in our meal planner when you create an account and get a whole week's worth, 5 days worth of menus and recipes. So that's really fun. And we also have lots of blogs, which gives you that day-to-day information of how to incorporate, how to enjoy food. And it's just really good, great, helpful tools on all types of topics for managing prediabetes, type 2 diabetes, type 1 diabetes. And so check out the Diabetes Food Hub.
Yeah, thank you. I know I'm a fan, and we mentioned it early on in class, so I'm really glad that you are wrapping up with that as well, because such great, and the recipes are so good, so good. So thank you, Toby. And as always, it was just a pleasure working with you. And you too,
Thank
Nicole,
you.
so much fun,
Thanks.
and really enjoyed today's class.
Yeah.
We hope you'll come back, and thank
Definitely.
you all so much. Eat well, be well. Bye.